Hi, everyone. I'm Cooper, the developer evangelist at Hedera Hashgraph. For today's webinar, as part of the Hedera21 virtual hackathon, I'm incredibly excited to be joined by three members of the DragonGlass team. I'm sure that they'll talk about it throughout this presentation, but for those that don't know, DragonGlass is a Hedera mirror node and network explorer, and an incredibly important tool if you are building applications on Hedera. So with that being said, I might kick it over to Shawn if he would like to introduce himself and his team, and I'll let them take it from there.
Sure. My name's Shawn Traynor. I'm one of the founders of OpenCrowd, who developed the DragonGlass platform. I'm technically the head of solutions here at OpenCrowd, and I'm joined by Ashu, who is the product manager for DragonGlass, is on point for architecting the whole solution. And I'm also joined by Domenico, who's our operations manager, but is also fully supporting the Hackathon 2021 project. So with that, I would turn it over to Ashu.
Hi, everyone. As Cooper mentioned, the theme of today's webinar is we're going to walk you through over the DragonGlass development tools. And this is with respect to HTS, how we can utilize various development tools that is provided through DragonGlass to work on an application or an app that would work like seamlessly. So as part of the agenda, we are going to go do a quick intro around DragonGlass. We will also do get into the background of infrastructure, DragonGlass infrastructure, then a small HTS overview. After that, we're going to go and talk about all the development tools that is provided by DragonGlass for HTS. And then we are going to talk about the APIs which are available. Then after that, we will have like around 10 minutes for any questions that are not answered throughout this session. So DragonGlass is more than a mirror node. I mean, technically speaking, it's not a mirror node, but we built this whole application from scratch, and this was built to ensure, we'll call it data as a service platform. And this was built to ensure that the volumes which Hedera can do, DragonGlass should be able to handle those kind of volumes. So the very purpose of DragonGlass was to ensure that we support Hedera as a Hedera network and provide interfaces for development teams to get data from Hedera as is. So there are three interfaces through which you can get the data from DragonGlass. First is the DragonGlass Explorer itself. You can see on the screen, you can see on the left-hand side, the screen. So this is the snapshot from DragonGlass Explorer. You can search on this Explorer of transactions, accounts, contracts, messages, and in future also the tokens. Then we have APIs. APIs is something that you can basically use DragonGlass APIs to get access to all Hedera transactions, contracts, accounts, or whatever I spoke about. And now we even support the tokens as part of our APIs. And finally, we have subscription. Subscription is if somebody is interested in real-time events that is happening on DragonGlass with respect to anything, like they want to know what exactly is happening on my account. They can subscribe to that account and can get real-time information for that account. So, I mean, this is a no-brainer. So why DragonGlass? Again, there is no development effort required for DragonGlass. Everything we have built this robust system for you to be able to access data directly. DragonGlass support complete history since OA for any record that happened on the network. We have rich set of APIs and subscription service. As I mentioned before, DragonGlass was built to handle high volumes. Apart from that, we also support high availability. I will walk you through over the infrastructure itself to explain how we are handling that. We are making sure that DragonGlass is always available, and in case of failure, we have proper recovery mechanism available. Then we have advanced search, which is basically you go to the search panel, you click on advanced, and you have various ways you can search your transactions, you can search your accounts, contracts, topics, and as I said, in future you will also get the tokens. High performance, I already. Yeah, go ahead, Shawn.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off, but one additional thing that we haven't marketed a lot to date is DragonGlass also has the ability to integrate external enterprise data within the platform. And in addition, we're going to be rolling out additional blockchains so that if you have cross-blockchain requirements, they can be met through DragonGlass as well. Might not apply to the hackathon, but I know more enterprises are becoming involved with the hackathons, and that could be of keen interest to them.
Yeah, thanks, Shawn. I missed that. Thank you for mentioning that. So this is the DragonGlass architecture at high level. So we have, again, DragonGlass is currently hosted on AWS. So we have various machines running for DragonGlass. So the core of the platform is the pipeline. Pipeline is from where is the actual place where we read the record stream files from Hedera and push it into various databases. Namely, we push it to Cassandra. For raw transaction, we also have our own S3 bucket. So you will, in case something happens, you want to reprocess your transactions, we have the raw files available on our S3 bucket. And apart from that, we also store everything on Elasticsearch cluster. Elasticsearch cluster is key because that is what we use for searching. And that's the reason why DragonGlass, even though it contains so many transactions, the search is highly, it's so fast that you won't even notice that you made a call. Even with, like, right now we have around 530 million transactions on mainnet, and the API from performance perspective, there is no delay. So this whole infrastructure, I mean, you can appreciate the fact this whole infrastructure itself, we are just to support this kind of high availability, redundancy, and performance. We are running almost 62 servers for DragonGlass, that includes 32 server on mainnet, 16 servers on testnet, 8 for both development and preview nets. Apart from that, we have 11 terabyte. I mean, it has grown because this data is from about a month back, and in a month we have seen the kind of volumes Hedera has. So we have around 12 terabytes of data in both hot and warm instances of DragonGlass. And finally, the 24/7 DevOps support. We have our own DevOps. We have our own Discord and Telegram channel where you can reach us on, and you can also reach either me or Domenico personally to if you are facing any issues. So this is the kind of support we provide. Now on Hedera token service. So, I mean, we are very excited. We at DragonGlass are very excited about Hedera token service. The reason being, we believe it's going to change the whole landscape of how tokens, both non-fungible and fungible tokens, are deployed, maintained, minted on a DLT space. Because now this is not like writing your application in a particular language, or your app in a particular language and having the network to run your code. Rather, the network itself is providing all the functions you required from tokenization perspective. So you don't need to deploy custom smart contracts as a smart contract asset manager. You don't need to deploy your custom smart contracts. And on top of that, with Hedera's performance due to gossip about gossip and virtual voting protocol, you get that out of the box. So this is something that none of the competition provides as of now.
So as a result, we're starting to see a lot of exciting new fintech use cases, come to OpenCrowd and DragonGlass just because of the capabilities that are now provided by HTS.
So how does DragonGlass help in this case? So DragonGlass currently index all your transfers, all the transfers that happens on a token. It indexes everything. DragonGlass also provides the APIs to access those token related data. Apart from the token data, along with it, all its attribute, we also store all the transfers. So you know what token was transferred to which account. You can get that quickly through using DragonGlass APIs. And again, as I said, because since DragonGlass was built to handle high volumes and support the higher volumes at Hedera, that's why we know we can go without breaking anything. We can go like up till 100K transactions per second in DragonGlass. On DragonGlass HTS APIs, so currently we are supporting two kind of APIs, which are one is search tokens. So search tokens, keeping in sync with what we provide for transactions, accounts, contract. Search token API has a list of parameters you can use to query tokens. You can filter tokens out. You can do if the token was updated or created at a particular time. You can do all sort of things to search a token or multiple tokens. Apart from that, what we provide is all the token transfers that happen. This includes both minting and burn tokens as well. And in future, the API set that we are going to provide is going to be account balances and top token APIs. This is coming soon. When I say future, I mean my future is a week or two. That's what I'm talking about. And finally, we are also going to provide same event-based subscription as we provide for smart contracts, where any event that happens on the token, you can get the updates immediately, and you can read a queue where the information would come in. So leveraging DragonGlass HTS APIs, again, it's same as I'm going to walk you through also, like how you can actually go get an API token and use DragonGlass APIs. It's same as what we have been for all, as it's similar to what you will do to access transactions or other details on DragonGlass. You just need an API token. And just with one API token, you can get all the details, which I spoke about in the last slide. I'll walk you through how to do it. And these are some additional resources which you can go through and to get further information about DragonGlass APIs. Before getting into the questionnaire, let me walk you through all the. So this is the DragonGlass UI Explorer, which I was talking about. So I'm going to go through over the documentation for the APIs. So what you have to do is click on DevTools, and under DevTools, you get Hedera data API. And this is all the documentation you need to be able to access data through DragonGlass APIs. For authentication, you just need to sign up on DragonGlass and generate a key. It's as simple. Once you generate a key, be mindful that we don't store your keys. So if it would be better to store those keys locally somewhere for your future reference, and then simply make a request passing your API keys in the header. That's it. So these are the various data types that we support currently. And again, we haven't updated it with the token service yet, but the tokens are also supported. Now, specific to Hedera token service, I spoke about search tokens API. So in the search token API, as I mentioned, you can search querying based on it's a free. We also provide a free text search. So in case you want to search for a memo field, any text on memo field, you can search it based on that. You can search it based on one or multiple token IDs. You can search it based on one or multiple symbols, name, treasury accounts, created after and before, last updated after and before. And these are for pagination that we provide. These are the parameters we provide for pagination in case you need pagination service. Now we talk about token transfers. Similar to the token service, you can query token transfers based on the query memo field, account ID, transfer after and before, with all the pagination parameters that you would need. So this is about the DragonGlass API documentation. Give me a minute. Yeah. So finally, I think we are done with the session itself. If there are any questions, I'm ready to take them.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ashu, and Shawn and Domenico for joining us this morning. Really helpful to understand, what DragonGlass is, how it operates, how it's built, and how you can use it within your token service-based applications. I'm really excited to see things, not only like the apps that people build that mint and send you tokens, do micropayment type things, but also like the coin market caps of the world, or like the explorers to show, which tokens are out there and how, what metadata there is available about them, and tracking them by market cap and all those fun things. It seems like DragonGlass is really well suited for those types of services.
Yeah, and one more thing I would like to mention is that very soon we are gonna roll out token specific UI on the Explorer. So you will get to see all the features which I spoke about: searching tokens, getting details about tokens, finding all the transfers. Everything would be available on the UI itself.
So specifically, there'll be a top 10 token widget that will be deployed on the homepage of the DragonGlass Explorer. And then there'll be a richer, more detailed, full token page, similar to Etherscan. Now, initially, it won't have, the pricing and the market caps, but as soon as these tokens, start trading and have prices, we'll incorporate that as well.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how do you determine the top 10 if there's no, secondary market or exchange listings?
Just by the number of transactions, right, Ashu?
Number of transfers, yes.
That makes sense. That's a good way to prioritize those. That makes sense. So, I have a few questions, but I think that we'll stick around for 5 or 10 minutes and answer any questions that might come in the chat. So if you have any questions about DragonGlass in general, about OpenCrowd, about token service, or any of these topics that we've talked about, please feel free to put them in the chat. Cool. So we have a great question from Roland, one of our Hedera MVPs. Roland says, to me, it looks like a database as a service provided for Hedera-specific data, a very useful one. What is the longer-term cost structure? Could you elaborate on your maybe pricing model?
Sure. And we will be rolling out the pricing model on mainnet shortly. We're just buttoning that up with a new product that we're launching, actually an entirely new company called Drop, which is a new micropayment platform company. And we're going to combine that Drop wallet, using that Drop wallet to pay for either DragonGlass APIs or DragonGlass event subscriptions. And the pricing we believe is extremely cost effective. We've modeled it largely, after the Hedera pricing, so you can see a similar sort of pricing structure coming into play. We've actually tried to collapse it and made it even simpler than the Hedera pricing service, but it will be coming, right? There'll always be a freemium at the bottom end. For now, we anticipate that the testnet will be free, at least for a while, and then we'll roll out the pricing structure on mainnet.
Awesome. I really like the idea of building a micropayment service and then using the micropayment service within your APIs here. That's really cool.
Yeah, we're definitely trying to eat our own dog food there.
Yeah, I mean, we love to see it. It's a very good example of kind of the cyclical nature of the ecosystem, where you can build tools and then you end up using your own tools, and then it's a better way to monetize those tools. So that's really awesome to watch.